Good morning, afternoon or evening to you whenever you choose to tune in. The fact is you're here now. That's the important part. Welcome to Ring Union. My name is Ryan.
I'm Freddie.
And we are here to talk to you today about Anthony Joshua versus Alexander Povetkin. It happens this weekend. It's a huge fight for the heavyweight division. The heavyweight division, I think, is more booming right now than it's been since the Tyson, Holyfield, Lennox Lewis era. So first of all, let's just go right into this. Predictions for the fight. Not just who's going to win, but how's it going to happen?
Well, it's not a particularly popular view amongst British fans, but I actually think this is a massive banana skin for AJ. There was so much talk about whether he's going to fight Wilder. Seems like Fury's come in and nicked that fight, and now he's obviously got to fight Povetkin because he's the mandatory. And is he a better boxer than AJ? Probably not. But he's certainly dangerous, as are a lot of heavyweights. And if he can get inside AJ's jab and go to work on the body, I think he's got a very, very good chance of upsetting him. And my biggest fear for AJ is that he knows now, after his last two fights, that he's got to win convincingly. He's got to take a few more risks. And if he does that against Povetkin, he could come unstuck.
I do agree with you. And I think you've hit the nail on the head there. He has to do more than just beat Alexander Povetkin here. I think he has to... This is yet another Wembley fight for Anthony Joshua. You know, the last time was Klitschko. That was a real coming-of-age fight for him. He went down, he got back up. But with that, though he got back up, he showed heart and bravery, determination, and he stayed in there with a very good Vladimir Klitschko. There is an asterisk next to Joshua's chin now. Now, you mentioned Povetkin getting on the inside. If that happens this weekend, Povetkin has every opportunity to get Anthony Joshua out of that ring and get a shock victory. What are the chances of that, do you think? Do you think AJ respects Povetkin's power? Do you think the David Price knockout's a big thing going into this?
I don't think the David Price knockout's a massive thing just because anyone can knock out David Price if they catch him on the chin, let's be honest. Sure. And I think, if anything, the fact that Price was able to rock Povetkin as early as he did will give AJ hope that maybe his best bet in this fight is to just go out and be the old AJ, if you like, and just throw combos, like overpower him and do what he used to do, be the animal that he used to be, and actually just blast Povetkin out there, because he seemed like, let's be honest, if that David Price shot lands at any other point in that round, I think he wins the fight. Yeah. Which would be a massive, massive shock, but I think he would have finished him off, because he put him in the corner, and then the bell went, and he was like, oh good, I can have a sit down now, and he needed it, and he obviously came back strong and found the punch that he knew he had in his locker. But yeah, going back to the chances of him being able to knock out AJ, it's heavyweight boxing, there's always a chance. He's got the power, we know that, he's got that record, so AJ does not want this work. He doesn't want the fight. He's not looking forward to it. You can see in his attitude and in his interviews recently, he don't fancy it. And that is dangerous going into a fight of this magnitude.
That is a really important thing that hasn't been picked up on by a lot of people. I think AJ was so ready mentally, physically, after the Parker win to get a big Wilder or Fury fight and get the biggest fight of his career now. He's in his prime. He's holding all bar the WBC to really unify the heavyweight division. So I think he was ready for that. And Povetkin is, I think, one of these fighters that his threat, especially in Britain, his threat outweighs his name. And I think Joshua and maybe even Matchroom Boxing, they're maybe regretting this a little bit. Is that too harsh to say? I mean, they have great confidence in Joshua, obviously.
They haven't got a lot of choice, have they? Because he's not going to give up one of those belts. He's made that very clear. So as soon as their hands are kind of forced, really, and that's what makes it even more dangerous. It's not just that we think AJ doesn't want this fight. We know he doesn't really want it. He's been admitted he wouldn't have chosen Povetkin as an opponent for what you just said. He's dangerous, but he's not that big a pull, name-wise. So why would he want that? And it can only keep going unbeaten for so long, and it keeps... Heavyweight boxing, you're going to fight people that are dangerous all the time. And unless he can get that Wilder fight or that Fury fight, that is, like you say, the biggest fight of his career, if he loses before that happens, and suddenly you're looking at a totally different heavyweight division. Like, where does he go from there if he loses his fight? Probably, I'm sure he's got a rematch clause. he thinks he can probably put him to bed second time, and then maybe he is back as a side of one of those big fights. But massively changes things if he gets knocked out by Povetkin, without a doubt.
Now, just so the viewers know what's going on right now, I've known Freddie for years and years and years. I know exactly what's happening. It's what we call splinter ass here at Ring Union. He has described what would happen with victory, what would happen with defeat, but he has not nailed his colours to any mask right now. So, Freddie, what round, how, decision, who, what's the result going to be on Saturday?
It's such a tough one to call, but I cannot help but think that I think Povetkin's going to beat him. I genuinely do.
Wow.
I don't know whether it's just like there's something about this whole AJ matchroom training that you just think it's got to stall at some point, and this one has just sort of come up, and it's like it's not really what they want. AJ looks agitated. There's question marks about him since his last fight. He wasn't convincing against Takam. He, in my opinion, boxed very well against Parker, but his fan base didn't really want to see him box well. They wanted to see him knock someone out, and he didn't even come close to doing that. So I just think he's irritated, he's agitated, he feels like he's got to prove something again for the first time for a long time. And that, combined with Povetkin's knockout power, his ability to get on the inside, his ability to work the body, I really think he's going to knock him out.
Wow.
I genuinely do. I think he's going to stop AJ.
So what round are we talking?
I don't think it'll be early. I think it'll be sort of mid to late rounds. I'm going to go round 8.
Round 8. Freddie has said it. Send abuse on his Twitter handle, which
good money for that and all.
You would have good money. Don't, though, put the bet on and then write to us and go, oh, Ring Union told me to put it on. You put the money on. So, round 8, knockout, Alexander Povetkin win. I will go with a round 4 technical knockout Anthony Joshua win. I think Povetkin's going to come out. He's going to know. I mean, you'd be foolish to think that any sort of boxing is going to go in his favour. He's going to know he has to get past that jab, get on the inside. He's not stupid. You know, he's lost one fight in his entire career to Vladimir Klitschko. He clearly has amazing boxing ability, but there is just too much of a size difference here. So he's going to have to get past the jab, get on the inside, and break Joshua down. I think Joshua's going to prove to be a bit too much pace, a bit too much power. But, as you said, your prediction, I thought, if Povetkin gets through the early energy of Anthony Joshua, he really does stand a chance here. Yeah. Because Joshua, we know when he gets... I mean, Parker was a bit different. The pace was a lot slower. When he gets dragged in deep on the later rounds, we saw it with Klitschko. He doesn't like it. He's used to getting them out there. And as you say, his fan base is used to it. He's dragged so many non-boxing fans to the sport because of his electric energy, power, excitement, everything like that. You know, he gets people out there. He's like a heavyweight Amir Khan. He's now got a bit of vulnerability about him. And I think Povetkin might... be the banana skin, as you said.
To describe AJ as vulnerable might be well, he's got enough vulnerability.
AJ's vulnerable. I said it here first.
He got put in his arse and he got back up, and Klitschko has admitted that normally he would have gone in for the kill, but he knew AJ was dangerous, so he took his time. Had he gone in for the kill, then we would have really seen how vulnerable AJ is.
There
but he did come back.
Would have made Tyson Fury look a hell of a lot better, wouldn't it?
Well, you know,
I'm the only man who can beat Vladimir Klitschko and Anthony Joshua. I'm the furious one, the Gypsy King. Please don't hurt me, Tyson. Okay, thank you so much for tuning in. Please like, share and subscribe. Leave your comments down below. Let us know what you think. We will even pick some of you and talk about it, maybe. Try and make it funny, if not funny, interesting. Though if you're watching us, you're probably not very funny and interesting. But thank you so much for tuning in, and we will see you next time.